Hello and welcome back to Italia. Right, so it's been 2 in-game days since my last episode. It's now late summer, day 7, and a lot's happened. So we've now got the green corn right in front of me ready. We've also got the field of canola over here ready and the other field of canola ready. So they're actually just going to be to sell for profit, but we are going to keep some for the TMR mix. But pretty much in this episode, we're going to go and do the green corn. I am intrigued to see how this turns out. We're going to put it in the pit just on the side of the farm around here. Now, I have checked the bales. They're still waiting for all the clover bales and the grass bales that I did in the last episode. So we'll definitely make sure this time that they are ready to go. So we're in no rush for that. The canola, I think the clover's actually grown back a little bit. I don't know if it will show up on this because this is a season's tool. It does, so 33%. So it is starting to grow back. But we have got quite a lot of this green corn, and I do like the look of it. Yeah, can't actually see anything in here, but we have got a lot of it. So I think we best just sort this out and crack on with it then. I do quickly want to just say, completely irrelevant to this actual map and the gameplay, that right now in the UK, as I'm recording this, it is really warm, really warm. So in the room that I'm doing this video in, I have put a fan on to the side of me, but I am going to try and reduce the noise coming off the fan if it does affect the video. But if it does sound a little bit different, which hopefully it won't, but if it does, then yeah, it's because I've got a fan next to me, just so I don't melt as I'm playing this game. Right, so I think what I'm actually going to do is just lease out one of these class ones, probably not one of these high-end ones, but I do like the look of these two. Can't really see much difference between the two except maybe the horsepower. But to be honest, I think this 840 Jaguar will be absolutely fine. It really will. So if we can get it second hand, may as well get that. I don't know what that is. Output straw. We could always think about doing that. Yeah, so if we lease that for 6,400, yes, it's a lot of money, but we do need it. So let's get that one. So it's the Jaguar 800, and then what we need to do is make sure we get a forage harvester header for that, which should be distinct, which is that one. So 25,000, second hand 867, which isn't too bad. So what we need to do, wow, that really does need a clean. If we'll drive this up to the field, in fact I might even give it a clean first because it's yeah, it's quite dirty, especially inside. And then when I've done that, I'll take it to the field. And we'll be doing the carting. I'm going to set up a course play for the field and to do the actual harvesting, just because I think it's going to be a little bit better, especially when I'm unloading into a pit. It's a bit of a tight area to set up some kind of auto drive, so I think this is the safest bet. It looks like the grass field is ready as well, so there's a lot of things going on right now. Like most things, it does just all happen at once. So we have got all these bales to sell at some point. I've got canola fields to do, obviously got the green corn, and then we've got some grass silage that we should probably make as well. There could be a possibility to, instead of making grass silage bales, to actually fill up the pit right at the bottom, and then we can use the train to actually sell the silage. I think that might be a good idea. Right, so I'm just going to quickly plonk this somewhere about here to clean it off. But I do need to make sure that I move this out of the way first. I might actually just reverse this because I'm actually going to use the Lambo for the trailer. If I can properly reverse this. It'll be out of the way anyway. That's the main thing. Just get it out of the way for a little bit. So we probably need that one, and then we'll give it a quick clean. This cow's in the way again. Just so it looks better. I mean, It's not too much of a problem, but it does look better when you clean them off. I mean, it's still got a few marks with it being second hand. I mean, as far as I can tell as well, the green corn, the only thing that's different about it is it's technically identical to maize, but with the added realism of the fact that when you do mow it, or chop it like I'm doing, it doesn't obviously go ripe, which is realistic. You don't want to do some maize silage from the ripe, actual harvested corn. You want it to be a little bit early, so when it's actually green. But that looks much better. So I think what I'll do, so I'll just park that there quickly, leave the engine going, doesn't make too much of a difference, and then we will, there we go, get to the right tractor, and we'll go and grab the trailer. Now, I think I have actually got one trailer in particular, this one. It's going to be the best option. It holds 31,000 litres, so let's go grab that. I probably need the front weight as well for this. Now I do need to change the colour of that front weight, now that we've got a different tractor. Small things like that I probably should do. In fact I will. I'll do it just so it looks better. I mean, it's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. There we go. That looks better. I could have gone black as well, but I think I'll stick with the orange colour scheme. I'm expecting as well to make some good money from that clover and from the grass silage, because we do need to start making a bit of money. Because it's definitely starting to go down quite a bit, like 20,000 now. Aha! I left it in the bunker. Right, so let's just take another drive then. Obviously not using my head. And farm bunker. There you go. And what I'll do quickly is I'll set up the course play for field 26. So first thing we want to do, change it to field 26. Open course plate. I've shown you this before, but just in case you haven't seen it before, we've picked the field 26. I'm going to tell it to do 3 headlands, just because it's easier to manoeuvre on the up and downs. And you could even do 4. Now the field itself isn't that big, but we'll have a look and see what it looks like after 4. And we want it to go clockwise. It's probably a good bet. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. It gives us like a lot of room to turn around, so we'll keep that one. And then we'll save it as field 26. I'll just put forage. I can type forage. I think it was 7.6 meters. I might be wrong, but we'll save it as that. So we want to go to the first waypoint, and then we want to make sure we click the course play icon in auto drive. We don't want to set it going because obviously there's a tractor right in front. In fact, that's going to somewhere, so we should just move out the way. There we go. And then what we need to do is set it going. Now I will stick with it just so we can see what it's doing. I had to get a different harvester. There was obviously an issue with that one. It just wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't mow the grass down, so it wouldn't stop chopping it. But it's okay. I'm next to it now. We've gone with the Rottle Smash. Rottle Smash? Is that even a word? It's the Rostall Mash. Rostall Mash. I don't know why I said Rottle Smash. But yeah. I've gone with this, so it's not too bad. I've gone with 5 headlands. I've had to obviously change it because it's got a 6 metre header on it instead of a 7.6. So take a little bit longer, but it should be fine. We can somehow get through this episode. It's probably going to be a bit of a time lapse in it. I am going to try and stay off the crop as much as possible. Will be a lot easier when we've done the first actual headland pass. Right, he's going to miss bits. It's not amazing, is it? You don't want him to miss bits. No, I think he is going 4 miles an hour. I'm trying to match his speed now. I know there is a mod I can actually use that will do that for me perfectly. But I haven't got it activated, unfortunately. I think we are dragging back a little bit, so maybe he is running at a different speed now. This is going to be a lot of maze because I'm nearly full now on this trailer. So yeah, this is going to be a few trips. It really is. So I will try and stay off the crop as much as I possibly can. And I won't try and hit the back like I just did there. So, for example, this is going to be difficult. But what I can probably do is reverse all the way back. As much of a pain that is. And I might be able to just break out onto the road bit there and go through the front of the farm. It looks like there is a gap. So hopefully it'll just sit there now, waiting for me. Definitely pulling a big load here. I think there is a way of actually making my camera a little bit better inside. I don't think I've got that mod activated as well, which is unfortunate. So now I've got the over shoulder, but there is a better version of that, which is like sticking your head out the side of the tractor. Well, that's not a bad way to come actually, it's quite a bit quicker. So it's probably going to take a while to do this. Thinking about traditionally how long it takes to do work in a pit now, I am probably going to need to get, because it's got such a high back wall, well, that is interesting. Ah, now it's working. Yeah, so it's got such a high back wall that I'm probably going to need some kind of tool to push up against. I think it'll help quite a bit. I don't think I'm going to quite just clear that. Should be alright now. Definitely a tight yard for doing silage in a pit. But with such great views, it really doesn't matter. Right, so we're on to our second load. So as you can imagine, this is going to probably take a while. So what I'm planning on doing now is I'm going to put this on a time lapse of me obviously doing the carting, and still with the normal length of a time lapse, but I might speed it up a little bit more than normal. And when I cut back in, I'll probably miss a little bit out at the end, so you can see what it's like at the end. Maybe doing a bit of compacting and obviously finally sheeting up. But from the look of things, this is going to be a big crop, a really big crop. So it should be fun.
How did we end up here in the corner, looking like enemies? We used to be the team people talk about, what a chemistry. I can see it in your eyes. You don't wanna talk anymore. I wanna get so numb while we enemies. No, you don't mind the way I stutter my words. You know exactly what it means and how it hurts. Oh, I can't believe you're here. Can't get any worse. No. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe. 'Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here. when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here. Just get me out of here. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe, 'cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here. I can't believe you're here. Can't get any words, no.
Right, so welcome back. I have done a few trips, not gonna lie, there is quite a lot in the pit. He's done his 5 headlands, so now I'm currently just starting the up and down rows, so I think this might be my 6th or 5th load. So there is quite a lot, there really is. We're definitely not going to have a shortage of fresh maize or maize silage. And I do like the texture of the green corn. It is something definitely different but more realistic, so yeah, it definitely ticks the boxes on the realism side, which is always good. So we'll just wait for him to fill us up. We're very close now, 95%. And then I can actually quickly just show you the state of the pit. I've tried to push it up as far as I can to the back. Probably going to use the Fiat Agri to flatten it out, and I might also lease out some kind of roller or maybe leveler just to make it a quicker process with it. With it having so much silage in the pit, I think it just makes more sense to do that. Well, progressing quite nicely though, we've done quite a lot. We really have. I mean, we could quickly just have a look. I would do, but I don't want to change my auto speed. Yeah, I was going to quickly just have a look at the field, but what I'll probably do is just quickly drop this off and then I'll have a quick look so we can actually see the yield rate and how it's doing. I know that in the map at the bottom you can see that pretty much half the field's quite a good yield, and the other half's probably average, and that's pretty much just because of the soil type. Also, the forage harvester does need refueling at some point, so I'm hoping it'll last out. So this is where I'm at with the pit. There is quite a lot in here, and it's so high up as well. I think I've kind of hit the maximum of where it can be. It's kind of flattening out now on its own, so yeah, we're definitely at that point now. So if we quickly just try and get it as close up to the edge as we can, and I'm hoping that I'm actually rolling it down as well at the same time, so compacting it slightly. It's probably not going to be much. Actually, it's not too bad. 12% compacted isn't bad. I didn't expect it to be that much, because every time we tip into it, we're also uncompacting it, if that makes sense. So, but 215,000 litres, that's so much for the cows we've got. I mean, let's be honest, some of this has got to be sold. But we definitely need some kind of conveyor belt. I forgot what they were called then. Yeah, a conveyor belt, just to make our life a little bit easier. Because it's going to be a lot of work. So let me just swing around and I'll catch up with him. But first, if we go to the actual precision farming page, which is that one, and go onto the information on this field, we can see that, I know it's going down, it's just because we got a worker on the go, but you can see that profit. Yeah, we've got quite a lot here. I don't know if that takes into account the actual amount that it would be if we took it to the PGA. But if you look at the yield, we're doing all right. It's about 95, what's that, 95%, maybe 100%. And then it's looking to me like maybe 75, 80. So it's not too bad. It's not the best, but it'll do for the field type it is. So I'm going to obviously crack on now, finish this off. What I'll do is I'll cut back in when I'm in the pit and I'm compacted, and then we can actually have a look to see exactly how much I've ended up harvesting. There won't be too much more now. We have done the bulk of the field. Right, so I'm 85% into compacting this, but I thought I'd just quickly cut in before I finish it off. Just to show you a little technique that I do when I'm doing the pit. So when I'm obviously compacting the bunker. So I have obviously leased out these two pieces of kit. This one's a leveler, that's kind of like a same kind of thing, but you can also push up at the same time. So what I'll usually do now when I'm around this is I'll keep my tractor technically on the top of the pit at the highest point, just to tidy it out. Basically, the aim of what I'm going to try and do is all this down here is like flat area is because I keep going up and down with the tractor or whatever piece of equipment you're going to be using, and it kind of spreads it out each time. It kind of flattens it out. So I want to push all this up because I'd say to about here we probably don't need this area, so we can just put it up there. But by doing that, obviously uncompacts it a little bit. And also if you're off it again and then you drive up to it, you're going to do the exact same thing. So it's better to have your tractor on top of the pit. And what we need now is the telehandler, because what we're going to do is we're going to shovel it onto the pit. I did this on a few bunkers and it always seems to look a little bit better. Now obviously we're not going to be able to fill this up. This bunker is massive. It holds probably an extreme amount, but for what we want to do right now, this will be fine. So let's just get rid of this manure. So we don't want to put manure in there. And then what we can do is start doing this. Now I always find it's better to use a telehandler because you can obviously boom it out when you start lifting it up. So like I've just done there, and then as far as you can get, tip it. And don't worry about leveling it out, you can always do that again at some point. But your main aim is just to try and push it up as much as you can. Now obviously the deeper it gets, the more you're probably going to have to do what I'm doing. But you want to just try and keep off it the best you can, because obviously you're going to push it back down again. So I didn't actually push that bit up, I just kind of scooped it. So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up moving across it instead of up and down, so horizontally instead of vertical across the bunker. I'll find that it then makes it easy to level it out. Now with this being such a big bunker, this is obviously going to take a little bit longer than what a normal sized bunker would, but it will look better in the end for it. And if you've got a bigger bucket as well, it'll make it even easier. But I think this is fine for what we're trying to do. So what I'll do is, using this technique, I'll finish off. I'll do what I'm doing, probably up to that line there, and then I'll finish compacting it, and then when it's fully compacted I'll show it you and we'll throw the sheet on. Right, let's just jump up here and look at that. That looks so much better. We've freed up so much space here, and it's got like a nice face to it now. It's all flattened out, and then I've kind of like made it so it's a bit more steeper, a bit more realistic. This is how a pit would probably get loaded up in the end, trying to push it up to the back as much as possible. So what I'd normally do now is I'd leave the tractor on, because obviously if I drive off I'm going to push it back down again. So what I'm going to do is blanket it up, and then when I jump in this tractor and start driving, you'll see that it, there you go, pops up, which makes things a little bit easier. And if we have a look at it now, you can tell that it just looks so much better to do it like that. And this is just to say how big this pit is. That's 300,000 litres. So let's just throw a few tyres on for visual effect. You can't go wrong with a few tyres on a pit, unless they fly off like that. And there we go, happy days. 300,000 litres, well just under, in a pit of maize silage, which is the green corn on Italia. So can't go wrong with that. We've used quite a bit of equipment. I have gone down on the money, so I should probably return the least items that I got. So let's just quickly do that. So you don't want to get charged for that. There we go. But overall, productive episode. You cannot deny that it's definitely been a productive episode. And this is definitely going to come in handy. We'll probably sell the majority of it, but we have been busy and we should make some good money. But I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos on Farming Simulator. See ya.